I want to welcome you to my complete and utter failure.
Oh my god!
Did I rip it? Oh my god!
Ripped it. I don't feel good today, if you can't tell.
Sunday evening right now, and this camper is not even remotely ready.
Will we get it all done? Stay tuned. We find out if we actually get all this accomplished.
This is what I was left with. I mean, it's just like, how can I glue with that? I think I've got our solution. We're going to take airflow and melty solvents that melt styrofoam out of the equation. Got an epoxy, 2-part. I'm going to get this foam put back together, get it up on the roof. I'm not going to bore you with filming all that, because if you watch the previous video, you've already seen me do it once. So hopefully this works, and I'll catch you when we're back together. Guess what? I think it worked. Let's go look. Come here, come here, come here, come here. What do you think? I don't know what that was. It's not falling down! Yay! Good job, crew. Let's have a beer and stare at the ceiling for a while we figure out our next step. I went ahead and got you one. There you go. I'm here at my buddy Jeremy's, and he's going to help me with that camper roof that I screwed up. He's got a couple tools and a little knowledge that are really going to come in clutch. In fact, he's the builder of that. Well, if you watched one of our last camper videos, I messed up the roof vent opening on this camper. I got too rambunctious with the burp burp tool and messed it up. So if you haven't watched that video, we'll put a link to it. Go back and watch that when you're done with this one. But let me show you really quick. So I really messed up the metal of the roof. So I needed to come up with a solution for that. And I think I've done so. So I went over to my buddy's and he helped me, well, pretty much he did it. He plasma cut out these C pieces for me. And what we're gonna do, let me show you. We're gonna place these in the opening, and I'm gonna cut them to butt right up to the seam here. So they'll actually be like butt right up to that seam, since it's got some height to it. And it's pretty level then. So what we'll do is I'll epoxy these down, I'll epoxy over that seam, so we've got a nice flat area for the new roof vent to seal. So check this out, guys. The lap sealant that was sealing, or supposed to be sealing this vent, most of it came off with the vent, more of it came off with the burp burp tool. And there's still a thin layer though, and some spots are just like too thick to just kind of get off with solvent, but a lot of spots are too thin to like heat up and scrape like a lot of the forums tell you to get it off. So I found this tool. I actually had it for a long time, but it is an eraser wheel, and you can get them at like body shop stores, auto parts stores, and they're for taking like pinstripe stuff off, but it works really good on getting this lap sealant up too. Check it out. Now the only thing left is a little bit of residue down in the recesses of the texture of the roof. A little solvent to take care of that, and we're ready to glue the rings on. Alright, so I got the flange all installed. It is epoxied to the roof, and there's a clear epoxy that's over the seam, and I just have to smooth the transition a little bit. That way the butyl tape, when it lays down under the roof vent part, it has a smooth transition. It doesn't have to fill any weird holes. So next I got to try to drill some holes in stainless. That'll be fun, and we'll get to installing the vent. This end is going to go in there. This end's going to go in here. So what we need to do is fit them up into there. Okay. So we're going to try to put this end in first, and basically that edge of it will be right along this line.
Okay.
Okay. That's how that works.
So we're twisting it?
Yeah, I got to a little bit. Just, yeah.
Oh my god!
Did I rip it? Oh my god!
Ripped it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's just that. But
I'll have to contact the camper people and see if there's some sort of tinted tape you can get. That sucks.
Oh yeah, this is gonna pose a
Well,
problem.
it's that board that's going to be tricky. But I put the other end in.
Watch your tint.
So
The tint. You got it on your side too, so
I know. So just watch your corner and it'll be fine. Did it fall out?
yes.
This side's in. Well, that's not so good.
What did you do?
Almost too bad. The ceiling is test fit. Melissa and I got it up there, and I'm going to cut in the locations for the light pots. It'll come back down, but let's get started. I guess that works. Well, that makes a mess. And Missy's got the paint, at least coat one, this one coat coverage paint. It's going to require a second coat. She's going to wait until tomorrow, let the paint dry, put a second coat on. I was still running some wires in here and kind of routing out a chase for them, and this happened. No good. Luckily, I've got another one. So, hopefully this one works. I haven't used it in a long time. A little bit of coffee. This one is butterscotch toffee, and it's amazing. So, on to the wiring. With all the electrical in the roof, now the next step, I'm just kind of scuffing up the vinyl that's on the roof now, because I want to give this epoxy that these ceiling panels, this beadboard's going to be held up with, every opportunity to stick. So because putting up these beadboards are really our next step. They're all painted, the electrical's in, we're getting close. Crew, I messed up. I put a piece in the ceiling down at that end, and it should have gone at that end. And I was going to start down there yesterday and put that one in and work my way that way, and then I remembered that this end was incredibly difficult to get in, and that end was not so hard to get in. So I called an audible at the last minute, but I neglected to switch my pieces out when I glued it up. Let me show you. So that's the piece that went in. The lights actually lined up pretty good. It all went in well. And it should have gone down there. We put this piece up as a test fit once I figured that out. And the holes are 3/4 of an inch off. So, and that's going to probably propagate the whole way down. I thought they were evenly spaced, but you know how that goes. I think I'm going to end up cutting 1/2 inch off so I can scoot the sheet over a little bit. Luckily the holes line up this way. It's just a little bit of left to right. So, not good. I can't believe I did that. Anyway. A lot of the vinyl wrap kind of stuff was staying on the ceiling panels that are from the factory. They just weren't going to come off. I needed to be able to glue to it. I tried a bunch of different construction adhesives and they all peeled off, even with the vinyl roughed up. So I did find this DAP. It's a epoxy. There's part A and B both in here. It's only about half a tube, probably because it's got 2 parts in it. So it's not a full caulk tube. It's like half a one. But anyway, I did some tests and this stuff held like great. And I don't have that problem with, like I did with the construction adhesive and the foam, where air couldn't get to it, so it never dried like a week later. Well, this stuff, in like 3 hours, it's done. It's dry. I mean, it kicks itself. So win on this. It's good stuff. Down here in my shop, and my shop is different than the garage. It's actually where my business is. But I bought these lights. You've probably seen me messing with them in the RV or in the pop-up, but they're these lights. They're Acegoo brand, I guess. And I got them off of Amazon, and I was able to buy it as, I don't know if it's a kit or a set, but it came with a dimmer, which is pretty cool. And then I was able to buy a second set of lights, a box of them. There's 6 in a box. And they're pretty cool. They're just RV lights. But let me show you. So they come individually packaged, and they just kind of spring into place. If I can get them out of the bag. All right, so you do the hole in the ceiling, and then they got these clips right here. If you can kind of see, you just spread them back, put them up in the hole, and then they clip in place. So anyway, with the color scheme we're going to do in the camper, I kind of didn't want them black or white because that's, you know, pretty standard. And I thought, well, I'm going to Cerakote them. I'm going to use a bronze color, which I think would look cool in the camper. And we're going to do that on the hardware for the latches and hinges and stuff on the doors and drawers and that sort of thing. So anyway, I was going to mask this part off right here. And, you know, the Cerakote process requires some sandblasting. And of course, I don't want to get any paint in there. And something cool I found out when I got these lights was just that they actually, let me show you here. The ring actually unscrews from these. And this is the only part that shows other than the lens itself. So bonus. If these lights are something you guys would be interested in for your own camper or a project you're working on, I'm going to put a link to them in the description. So check that out. But I'm just going to kind of walk you through the process of changing the color of these. Just something different. We're not in the camper, and that's about all you've seen in this video. And if you've watched the last video, that's about all you've seen. So something a little different. Well, the first step is to get these sandblasted. They're anodized, and we need to create a texture and get rid of the anodization on these things. So that's where I'm at for like the 5th time working on this project, to pick up something that costs less than the amount of gas to get here. But I bet you I am not the only person that's done that working on a project. So if you can, if you feel that, comment below and let me know. I'm just on my way back from Lowe's and pulled in to grab a pop, but look what I see at the intersection. How cool is that? Maybe a future event we need to go see. Rock bouncers. Previously in this roof, the wires were all put together with Scotch locks, you know, those ones that have like the wire runs through it and then another wire and then they clamp down on it. I don't like them because, for one, they're a bit bulky, and two, they, I mean, they cut the wire, and if you have 2 wires of 2 different sizes, they don't always, I don't know, they just make me nervous. I'm just not a big fan of them. But I found these ideal ones. Check this out. they've got these little levers on them. So you insert the wire right into the end, and you clip it down, and it locks it in place. So pretty cool little fasteners. Ideal makes them. I found them on Amazon, and you can get them. I know Lowe's carries them, probably Home Depot and stuff like that. So you can get them about anywhere, but they're pretty cool, and they're probably not any smaller than a Scotch lock, but I just feel a little bit better about them, and they're easier to work with. So check it out. Easy as that. All the lights are in. Nice. Well, the last thing I've got to do is install this Acegoo little dimmer, and I'm gonna put it right here. It'll be handy when you come in the door, and it won't get in the way of the drawers when they're opening and closing inside. There's some room back here. They don't close all the way against the wall, so this will keep the wires, when they get tucked back in there, this will keep them clean and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this unit right about here, and then the ceiling will be done. Voila. Do you want to tell the crew what you're doing?
Hi, crew. I don't feel good today, if you can't tell. I am fighting a sinus issue, likely from all the dust. But what I am doing is I am taking this Scotch-Brite pad, and I am getting in all the areas that we couldn't get with the DA. And I am hand sanding those spaces so that the paint will adhere to the spots. Like, I don't like how it really feels like it grabs some spots and not others.
Well, it's because it's weighty.
Sneaking out the salon door so that the dogs wouldn't notice what I was doing. You gave me away.
Replace these boards is because they were two different heights, and this one over here had water damage on it. And what I'm kind of thinking is what we do on the floor, I was thinking about maybe bringing the flooring material kind of up here. So I wanted a level surface that I could maybe bring it across. So that's kind of the thought there. Melissa really did a nice job in here sanding. I think the inside of the camper is pretty much ready to start priming. Here, let me show you.
Hey crew, I just wanted to check in, and I have not been in a couple of episodes because we've just been so busy. I have also been under the weather. I had some kind of crazy wicked cold, and I am feeling much improved today. I still
Got a little bit of mucus hanging out in there, and because of all the coughing I have done this week, my voice is kind of not the best. But I am out here. We have been really going hard on getting the priming done. We are down to days before Gridlife. So a lot to fit into one weekend. And then when the week starts, we have not only work, but a bunch of other prep just to get on the road to get to Gridlife on Thursday. But I am so stupid excited to get out there and go to Gridlife. I came out here and thought I'd be pretty close to just moving on to the actual color, and then realized there was still some priming that needed to be done. So I'm waiting on some primer to dry just a smidge before I go into the camper. So I thought now would be a good time to check in with you guys and just give you guys an update. So I'm going to take you around and just kind of show you, this place is a hot mess, but we are just getting down to the wire. So let's show you guys what we have going on. Okay, like I said, this place is a hot mess. Don't mind it. But as you can see, we have like everything primed for the most part. I'm just finishing up. I legit only have like this bottom piece right here, the very bottoms, to prime. So then we can move on in here. And today I needed to finish priming the back of this because I did the front, but I still needed to do these back sides and prime those. But I think it's definitely more than dry and ready to go. But as you can see, primer is all complete in here. So now it's just moving on to our color, and there's a little sneak peek. We tested a little quarter because we were wanting to see what it looked like. And then I want to show you Aaron's work. He worked so hard on this. So we have a nice new fan. Let me see if I can get, I am definitely not the camera person. But there is the fan, and it's got a remote control. I'm so excited about the fan. You have no idea. So we're going to paint that. And also, I needed to get some curtains because our other curtains had holes in them. They were nasty. So I thought this color would be enough to offset, but yet not to go with our color scheme. Let me just show you what I got. Okay, so it's a little bit dim in here, but take a look at this. These are the curtains I bought. So I legit couldn't get any closer if I tried to the actual canvas. That is not at all what I was hoping for. Aaron and I have decided to roll with these curtains. We looked at a couple different options as far as putting these curtains on something. It's not just a simple put the curtains up on a rod. Although I have seen people do pop-up renovations where they do put them on tension rods. I just don't feel like that'd be really secure. So essentially what we're going to need to do, these are our old faded nasty curtains that were in there, but as you can see, they have like this little, I'm going to try to get close, this little, I don't know, little T-shaped almost, but we have to pretty much sew to this plastic piece. I'm not really sure how we're going to do this. We had thought about using a seam ripper, taking these off, and then just sewing through the holes with the new curtains. It is what we're going to have to do to get through because I really don't want to put these nasty things up. I mean, look at this one. This one, yeah, it is. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's just holes. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And when we were looking at other color options, nothing fit with our color scheme, and we're not really sure what color we want to put as an accent color. So we're going to work with these until we find something we like. So, but that's a whole nother project to add to all of this. And today is Saturday, so we have exactly well, less than a week, because we'll be at Gridlife on Thursday since we have early access. So less than a week to get all of the painting done on the inside. That's really all that we have left. Aaron is at the shop working on sandblasting the hooks, or the my words are just not here. I don't think my brain is fully functioning still. But the door knobs, or the door handles, cabinet handles, he is at the shop sandblasting those. So, and we're going to Cerakote those. So we have those to work on. I have all the painting to get done. We have curtains to sew on top of all the prep work. So it's a little bit stressful right now. Last thing that we need to get done is the floors. We haven't purchased them yet. We know where we're going to get them. But the floors are kind of the last thing that we need to do, because it's obviously going to come after painting the cabinets. So we have to get those cabinets painted first. So will we get it all done? Stay tuned, because you'll find out if we actually get all this accomplished. Our goal is legit to have all of this done. I mean, we're not even touching the outside yet, but we'll see. Oh, also, I did order, they sell dinette chair, or the cushion covers. So I did go ahead and order those. Those will be here tomorrow. I'm kind of excited to see how they look with everything, because I mean, I think they should fit with the color palette. I felt with the bronze, the warmer brown would look nicer. So I bought, like, it looks like leather, but it's kind of like shaded. You'll have to see it when we get them. But I kind of opted toward the warmer brown because I thought it would go better with the bronze fixtures and accents. I think that is about all I have for an update right now. So I am going to go ahead and finish painting the last section, and then move on to painting the actual color. I'm so excited. So we will check back in with you later.
We are about 3 or 4 days from leaving for Gridlife. So it's Sunday evening right now, and we're leaving Thursday morning, Thursday early afternoonish, I guess. So this camper is not even remotely ready, but it's gotta be. So Missy's in the throes of painting right now. I'm not 100% sure that I picked the right color for the bottom half of this thing. I mean, I'm super happy with the ceiling. We've got the fan in. I'll show you that later. I don't know about the green. You know, we won't be able to do anything with the countertops before Gridlife. There's something there that's coming. But so right now, let me show you what we're doing. Here's the flooring. We're gonna do the laminate plank, and that's where I'm at right now. So the paint's all dry. We haven't even unmasked everything yet. She's still working on doors and drawers. So let's get some laminate put in.
Ready to close this down and realize that we really didn't give you guys like a final look before we go to Gridlife. So I was able to get all of the cabinet fronts painted and the drawers painted, and as you can see, I had told you guys about the cushions. These are the cushion covers that I was looking at. Honestly, I like them. I think it does go pretty well with the bronze accents in here, so I'm happy with it. The curtains are unfortunately still a work in progress. They are not done. So we likely will be using our old nasty curtains for this trip.
The crew, well, I guess I got the floor done in time, and I got all the hardware done for the doors and drawers, and it's all on. I guess we are kind of ready enough to take this thing to Gridlife. We got some solar stuff, and I'll show you that in a later video, and I got that installed. Other than that,
See you later, crew.
we'll see you at the track.
Why didn't you use that
I don't know,
hand?
dude. Because I don't know. Because it's like
See you later, crew.
we'll see you at the track.